This is going to be my first live. I might have nobody in here. For you that don't know me, my name is Don P. I had a huge following, still do actually, over at TikTok. But they have banned my live access because they didn't like what I had to say. Maybe it's because I got mass reported. I don't know. But my lives did get spicy from time to time, I will admit it. But not cancel spicy, but spicy enough. But I'm happy to be over here on YouTube. I'm going to be bringing a lot of my subscribers and followers from TikTok over to YouTube. And I'm going to continue to do what I do. And what I do is talk about subjects that are off limits. I talk about weight issues. I talk about the idea that everyone is a 10 when we know that they aren't. I talk about modern dating and how you're supposed to navigate dating in 2023 and going forward. I talk about marriage. I talk about family. I talk about things that are really personal to me. I'm probably one of the only guys that you will see on TikTok that tells you about his personal business. I don't close myself off, and I don't think that I'm an expert that has all of the answers because I'm so smart. Hey, Mina, how you doing? Welcome in. You the first one. I don't think I'm an expert because I'm so smart. I think I'm an expert because I've messed up so many things in my life. Now, I've had a lot of success in my life. For you guys that don't know me, I've been in the music business and the music software sound design business for 21 years. I moved to Cali when I was 20 years old, and I love what I do. I have a music software sound design company. I do music for everybody from you name it, the NBA, the NFL, ESPN. I've designed software for Apple, for Native Instruments, for Akai. I've done things for everybody. Some of your favorite TV shows that you watch, I've done music for. So no one can really counsel me because my income is definitely not dependent upon others. So I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to say what needs to be said, and people are going to take it how they're going to take it, realistically. So let's get into some of the basic tenets of what I discuss. As we all know, dating has changed. We live in a new culture of dating. It's not like when my mother and my father got married. They've been married for 44 years. And my dad, like my mom, they dated for 6 months, fell in love, got married, been together for 44 years. My mom has always been a traditional wife. She's very well taken care of by the men of her family, including my dad, me, and my brother. She has a beautiful life. They're both retired and they live great, a lot of money. My dad never made over $55,000 a year. Now you say, well, that was a different time. Okay, but they were still expensive when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s. It wasn't like houses were dead cheap compared to what people were making. So I'm looking at my dad and we're talking, and I'm like, if you were making $55,000 today, women would tell you that you're broke, that you're not deserving of love. That's what they would say because they expect everybody to be millionaires. And I just have news for you. Not everybody's going to be a millionaire. You know, there are men who work on the sewers and the gutters. There are men who keep our streets safe, who load our baggage at the airport, who climb power lines when our power is out in the snow, in the rain, in the sleet. And these men keep our society functioning. And we supposed to say that these men are not worth a beautiful wife and a beautiful family? That's insane. Like, that's where we literally have gotten now. Before I joined TikTok, I wasn't even big on social media. I did my thing, was happy to have my big house in wine country, my vehicles, and all of the beautiful trips and things and vacations that I've taken. I was cool with that. I stayed out of the fray. When Kevin Samuels came along, I was introduced to him. I watched. I believed in a lot of the things that Kevin had to say because he was trying to wake people up. Now, a lot of people didn't like Kevin's tone. They said, "Oh, well, he could adjust his tone." Well, if someone tells you nicely that you're getting ready to walk into a hole or a pit, or they tell you and they're angry, does it matter as long as they keep you from falling into a hole or a pit? Because once you get in there, what you gonna do then? Now you need help getting out. Now, he focused a lot, even though his audience spanned far and wide. Kevin focused a lot on black women and the black family and the black culture. I do focus parts of what I do for black culture, but I've traveled to a lot of places in the world. A lot. I've been all over the world. So I have a worldwide view of things, and I look at things from a wider perspective. Hey, Corey, welcome in. And the wider perspective is taking the modern dating world and saying, hey, some of these things are a little bit weird that's going on right now. We need to come up with some rules and we need to do some things differently. When people say there's somebody for everybody, I believe to a certain extent that's true. But that somebody for you might not be inside of the United States, gentlemen. And I'll say this to men because American women ain't gonna fare too well in Dubai or Thailand or Colombia, where people, to be quite frank, don't want the attitude. And if you're a more traditional woman, or what I call a hybrid woman that has some traditional traits, and you go to those places, you'll be fine. But if you're not, if you're a modern woman and you believe that everyone should cater to you and you go to these places, you're not going to get a warm reception. I can tell you that right now. It's not happening. So the way that I look at things is much more on all right, we have a problem. What's the solution to the problem? What's the solution? For instance, Passport Bro movement. Hey, Rebecca, welcome in. Passport Bro movement. That movement is picking up steam. It is growing by the day. I wasn't really talking about the Passport Bro movement. I'm not specifically a passport bro, but I've dated women all over the world. I was married previously. My ex-wife is from another country. So, and I was married for 12 years. So, I mean, I guess you could say I'm a passport bro in that sense, but I met her here in the States. So, the way that I look at the passport bro movement is this. I think these men have just had enough of dating inside of the United States, and I think that they're desperate for a solution. And moving to Thailand or the Philippines or Kenya or Nigeria or Ghana or Colombia or Brazil or Paraguay, guess what? That's more than just a solution. For many of these men, it's an absolute blessing. It's an absolute blessing because the type of woman that they want inside of the United States of America say that they need to make $1 million or at least $100,000 a year when we know that only 10% of men in this country make over $100,000 a year. We know that. That's something that we know. The numbers are right there. The average black man makes 42 grand a year. The average white man makes 50 grand a year. The average Hispanic Latino man makes about 38,000 a year. So if you one of those men and you want a traditional woman, a woman who has values like they're going to keep their body count low, and trust me, I do not personally judge women with high body counts because I got a high body count. I don't judge women with high body counts, gentlemen, because I have one. So at the end of the day, If you are that type of man where you want a woman with a low body count, if you want a woman that doesn't have children by other men that is going to be your responsibility to take care of, let's just be frank and honest. If you want these things, in addition to that, if you want someone who's going to cook, who's going to be excited to do it for you and want to keep a beautiful home, who is cooperative, who is submissive, as you guys say, who is kind, nurturing, who is going to keep themselves in excellent shape. You can see their collarbone. If you like seeing collarbones, who's going to be a good mother, who's going to follow your lead in your direction. If you one of these guys that make 42,000, 38,000, 50,000, and you've been inside of the United States trying to date, and you're like giving up, maybe the Passport Bro movement is for you. Maybe it's time for you to start looking into other places to go. I was just reading earlier this morning, and I found out there is at least 11 countries that will pay American men just to move there. They give you some type of subsidy, actual money, a house, a job just to actually move there because they're lacking men for the female population. They will actually pay. Places in Switzerland, places in Italy, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Iceland. These people will actually pay for a man to go from America. Paraguay is a country in South America where if you deposit $5,000 in a bank account, you can get a green card like that, what the equivalent of a green card, and you could be a citizen, have two passports and dual citizenship within 3 years. You just need to deposit $5,000 into the bank. That's it. Now, we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about the other thing that caused a lot of controversy when I was doing it on TikTok. And that is my dating rules. So, when I got divorced and I came back full force into the dating market, I was aware that things had changed. I wasn't surprised. But what did surprise me is the absolute delusion. We've told everyone that you're a 10. Everybody's a 10. Everybody's gorgeous. Everybody's beautiful. It don't matter. Everybody's gorgeous. Everybody's beautiful. And we know that men are very visual creatures. And men don't see it that way, do they? Men are attracted by what they see. And all men know when a 10 walks in the room, don't they, gentlemen? Don't we? All men know, and women know it too. Sometimes I've walked into a room with a beautiful woman, and I've seen certain women just be like, I don't want to be there no more. They see her, they see the beauty, they just like, I'm done. I'm out. Because when I've asked women this question, I've said it and asked it multiple times. I'll say, do you think that you need to compete in today's society to get the type of man that you want? And they always say no. Well, most of them, more than 95% of the time, they say no. That's a lot. No, I don't need to compete. Really? Now, why is that untrue? Well, you can look at the numbers for Bumble. You can look at the numbers for Tinder. 80% of women are swiping on the top 10, 20% of men. It used to be 20%. It's down to the top 10% now. And women are very smart. Women ain't stupid. They know by a man's picture, the way that he dresses, the way that he presents on a social media website. They know if that man is a high earner or not. They know. They know if that man is seen a certain way at his job, in his community, with his family. They know these are smart. Women are smart. When a man walks through that looks good, his clothes fit well, he's holding his head up high, he's well groomed, he smells good, what he's wearing is nice but not overstated. He orders his drink in a confident manner. He orders food. He's smiling a lot. Women are drawn to that. They're drawn. They know that that's somebody. I didn't have it many a times. I went to the grocery store. I went somewhere and I was just dressed nice and smelled good and was just smiling and happy because I have a good life. And people be like, "Who are you? What is it that you do?" And this is before I had a big following on TikTok. This is before I had millions of views. I would always respond the same way. Nobody. I'm just a man. I would respond the same way. Have a great day. Thank you. I would always respond the same way. So what it comes down to is women are smart enough to know when there's a man in the room that is a man of value. And so they're gonna definitely tell that when they're on a dating platform like Bumble or Tinder or Hinge, and they can look through how you speak, they can look through all your pictures, they can see your job, they got your name there. They got a lot of data on you. They can take your picture and do a reverse lookup, find out what you do. They see your height. That's another thing. Men who are under 6 feet tall, their options drop by 90% on Tinder and Hinge. Because you can too. You can say, okay, I'm gonna filter this. I don't want any men under 6 feet tall, just like men can filter. That's right, Mina, they do too. And thanks, Rebecca. Appreciate you being here. But listen, women know what they want. So certain men are left out in the dating market. That is just the reality of it. But there is a solution. So I did a video today. What's up, Seven Figure? My sister, welcome in. I did a video today that was for men that are 30-30 men, is what I'm going to call it. I thought it was catchy. You're under 30 and you make less than $30,000 annually. 30-30 men. 30-30 men. That's what I just made a video for. Now, you say, well, why are they only making $30,000? When I was 21 years old, I got a job at a mobile company, and I was only making $21,600, and I thought I was in the money. I got that offer letter for $21,600. I was like, woo! I mean, I thought I was in the money. Now, that was in 2000, but I thought I was in the money. But there could be a lot of reasons why men under 30 are making less than $30,000 a year. They could still be in school. They could still be going through getting their degree. It takes a while to become certain things, lawyers, doctors, these types of things. They could still be in school. Another thing is they could have just gotten out of the military and they're trying to find a job in civilian life. Another thing is they could have had some bumps in the road, like so many people have in this country or anywhere else. And they're getting their life together. They could be doing something like putting together a business. They could be a gamer. They could be putting together a small business themselves. I mean, technically, what I'm doing here is a small business. They could be putting together a business, trying to build up their life. Like, men in this country don't start hitting their earning potential till 45. And if I look back on my days of getting here to California and being in my early 20s, I wasn't making no money like that. I didn't start making money, serious money, until my late 20s, early 30s. So What do you do as a man if you're trying to put your life together, but you say, well, Don, I don't want to be alone going to the movies all the time. I don't want to eat alone all the time. I do enjoy women. I enjoy the company of a woman. I want to be around women. What am I going to do? And I thought about this because my brother is 29 years old. Now, he makes way more than $30,000, but he had to start somewhere. So I wanted to address this because the statistics say that only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 has had sexual intercourse in the last year. Only 1 out of 3 in the last year. That could have been that could have been a year ago that one had it. So, what are those men to do? You're 30, and I'm going to get to you in a second, ladies. You're 30, and you're making less than 30. What are you going to do? Well, you got 3 options today. 3. Option number 1, you can date older women. That's what I did. I dated beautiful older women because those women want to clap cheeks, and y'all know what clapping cheeks is. Those women want to get their cheeks clapped every day, all day. Just like a 17-year-old boy wants it. Women 35, 40, 42, 43, 45, they want it. And guess what? You don't need to pay their way. They're usually established in their career. They got their own. They just need you to have a quick refraction time, gentlemen. That give me a half hour, give me an hour, ain't gonna work for them. You got about 10 minutes. They'll bring you a sandwich and some Sprite or a glass of water, and it's go time again with them. So that's your first option. 7-figure laughing. Date a beautiful older woman. That's option number 1. I did it. I remember being in Cali and going to nice events and wanting to talk to women. I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything. Would try to talk to a beautiful woman and she would be like, you're cute, but you ain't there yet. You ain't got the money. You can't afford me. I've been told that in Cali when I was in my early 20s and I just got here multiple times. Hey, everybody in the room, hit the like real quick. I was told that multiple times. Multiple times. Oh, yeah. You're cute, but holla back at me when you're really making some real money. Holla back at me when you could take me to a restaurant where the bill is going to be $300. Holla back at me then. That's what I was told. So you know what I did? I said, okay, I see what I got to do. I got to put my head down and I got to earn. If I want those types of women, I got to put my head down and earn. But older women, I could date those all day. And they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot. They taught me, a better way to present myself. They taught me how to please women more. They taught me how to deal with stressful situations. They taught me what women actually care about. They taught me how to deal with a woman who is being very combative. He taught me a lot. Introduced me to new authors, introduced me to new foods and cuisines that I've never tried before. Yes, I was a boy toy, I guess. But that's who I could date. And I learned a lot from them. So that's your first option, younger men, 30 under 30, my 30 guys. Option number 2, you're going to have to date women who are less desirable by other men. It's just how it is. You go to the gym every single day, gentlemen. You're 26 years old. You make $26,000 a year. You're looking good, healthy, and fit. You want to talk to that beautiful woman at the gym who's healthy and fit too, but you ain't got no car to pick her up. You Ubering everywhere, catching the bus, walking, or you got a piece of junk car that might break down on you at any moment. You don't know when that thing is going to break down on you. You have no clue. You don't know. Nah, you're not getting her. Now, I want you guys to understand this. There's exceptions to every rule. The exception actually makes the rule valid. But here, I deal with things that are probable, not possible. It's possible that today I will leave here and go and fill out a ticket and win the lottery. That's possible. It could happen. But is it probable? Nope. It's not probable. Because the odds are so slim. So that's what I'm saying. I'm here to talk about realistic solutions to give you better chances at odds. You might have to date the plus size girl who's cute and who wants you and who's highly attracted to you. You might have to date the woman with multiple kids by multiple different men. Make sure you wear a condom. But that might be where you are. You might be dating women who men of means who made it to a certain place in life be like, she's not really for me. Mina said, sex is not everything. No, Mina, it's not, but it's right up there with food and water and air. The world sells things to men through sex. Commercials. You cannot swipe through your social media without seeing sexually explicit content. You can't turn on the TV without them selling you something based upon sex. You can't. Sex sells. It's been like that for a long time. The United States is the #1 place for X-rated material. It watches it more than anybody in the world. So clearly, people are thinking about it, watching it, interested in it. Now, the third way is you can become a passport bro. There's a guy that who follows me, who went to the Philippines. He became a passport bro. Now, passport bros, it's still really in the, I would say, early stages, but not so intermediate stages. Let's say that. I consider a passport bro, personally, someone that either moves and becomes an expat in another country, or a person that might find a wife or a girlfriend in another country and goes to visit or brings her over here, say 3 months at a time. Then they might go 3 months at a time, or they might get her a K2 visa and bring her over here as a fiance, 90-day fiance type thing. So when I'm talking about, for our purposes here, when I'm talking about passport bro, that's what I'm talking about personally. So you can become a passport bro. I can tell you that $30,000 in Thailand or the Philippines is like making 150, 175,000 here. Not only are you going to live a better life, you're going to have a lot of options when it comes to women. And damn it, I am for people having happiness, men and women. If you can't find what you want here, and you have a job that you can work remotely, or you have passive income like me, or you do real estate and you get that income coming in, or you're retired and you're getting a pension and you want to create a family and have a life, by all means, start visiting, going places, seeing the cultures that you like, the people that you like. You can come back here, see your family for holidays, but that's your options. Now, let's talk about the ladies because I have coined the phrase and I want to talk about it. There are modern women. We hear that phrase a lot. Modern women are women who are all about the money. They're trying to be the best men that they can be. They're women trying to be the best men that they can be. Everything is, they got a lashes business, a hair bundle business, they got a Turo business, they got Airbnb, their mother's cousin, best friend, baby mama, daddy, his brother, and them are starting a nonprofit organization. They make jewelry, they sell handbags. You know, everything is about a hustle and a grind. They are boss chicks. They're boss chicks. Mina. Sorry, Mina. They're boss chicks. Right? Those are modern women. Those women are not really interested in marriage. They don't think it's very valuable or beneficial to them. They think that they have all they need. They think that a man is not valuable if they don't make as much money as them. They don't think that he brings that much to the table if he's a average laborer, a day worker, the man that makes it possible for her to drive on roads, live in apartments, live in houses, have security, running water, safety. They think that those men are beneath them. I'm just being honest. Most modern women think that those men are beneath them. They're not interested in marriage. They don't think it's value to it. They talk a lot about alpha females. Now, I want you guys to understand, I'm not here to try to change those women. And I don't think men should spend time trying to change those women. I think that they should let them be who they are. Now, those women, they like to get their cheeks clapped too. They do. So I tell men that I coach, if you run into a woman like that, let her be honest with her. Let her know, hey, I'm just dating casually, seeing what's out there. So I like to date you casually. Let her do her thing. Let her talk about all of her accomplishments. Listen, hear her out. Don't create waves. Enjoy your time with her. But that's probably not a person that you want to take seriously in a relationship or marry. That's a modern woman. There's a lot of them out here. Then you have traditional women. Traditional women are wifey material. These women usually have low body counts. They were raised by their mother and their father. They're very respectful. They're kind. They know and believe in the value of having a husband lead the household. They're kind, cooperative, submissive, as you gentlemen say. They keep themselves, their health in good shape. They present themselves in a great way. They're not loud and obnoxious. Overall, very classy women. Those are wifey material. That's traditional women. Then we have my new phrase, the hybrid woman. I've coined that phrase, so don't try to steal it. The hybrid woman is a mix. What's up, Rick? Bond, welcome in. The hybrid woman is a mix of both. And you, gentlemen, have to determine which way that they lean. Do they lean more towards the modern woman, or do they lean more towards the traditional woman? I've dated several hybrid women, women that they're more than happy to, hey, I want to make you a meal. Come over. Let me rub your feet. Let me rub your back. Tell me about your day. Here, I'll put your towel and your washcloth out. I got this for you. But they also care about their career. They love what they do. They might be a doctor or a lawyer or a tech engineer, or they might have be the head of a nonprofit, or they might be doing something that they're really passionate about. But hybrid women, the good ones, they have a good work-life balance. They can balance their day. They can balance it. And they make that known to their employer. A modern woman is going to work all of the overtime that someone would want. She even works for free. There's a lot of modern women that are on salary, and they're so desperate to get their next promotion and to get noticed, guess what they will do? They'll work on weekends, work late nights on salary, no additional money. Rick Bond said, modern with articulate motives, not love. A good hybrid woman that's traditional leaning, she'd be like, no, I got to get home to my husband. No, I have plans tonight. Her whole life is not wrapped up in her career. She wants to have a family. One of the reasons why she works is because she understands in a modern economy, she's not silly enough to believe that all men are going to be millionaires. She's smart enough to know that it's going to take a team that we're going to build together. Hybrid women talk about partnerships a lot. I don't personally enjoy the word partnerships. I like husband and wife, family, but they talk about partnerships a lot. But you can build a life as a man with with a hybrid woman. You just got to make sure before you give them that ring or decide to be in that committed, stable relationship with them, which way they actually lean. Do they lean heavy towards traditional or heavy towards modern? And I'm going to tell you this. You're going to find, Rick said, now that's a lady. You're going to find out through the meeting of their family, their parents, by the way that they treat you, by the way that they see life and the future, which way they lean. You're going to see. You're going to find out. Because a lot of hybrid women can fake traditional attributes. They can fake femininity. They can fake cooperativeness. They can fake kindness. They can be a chameleon. So there is a lot at stake for your future. Now, here's something that I haven't mentioned yet, and this is going to be new to everybody on the live. There's an advantage to men marrying hybrid women as opposed to traditional women. There's an advantage. What is that, you say? Women file for 80% of divorces. That's just a fact. They file for 80%. And they're going to take half. Your exposure marrying a hybrid woman who has a good career is much lower than marrying a traditional woman that is going to be a stay-at-home mom. It's just the reality of it. If she makes $110,000 a year and you make $90,000 a year, you're not paying. In that particular case, the man would come out on top. But if you make $75,000 a year and she makes $68,000 a year and things get split in half, the hit is much lower than if you make $90,000 a year and you had a traditional woman who divorced you and was a stay-at-home mom. You guaranteed for a lot of alimony and child support. I can tell you that. I've been married and divorced. And here's something y'all should know. I don't have to pay anything because I was married to a hybrid woman. She made a lot of money. I made a lot of money. It came out in the wash. I didn't have to pay it. I didn't have to pay one single penny. Not one. I paid not one single penny of alimony. She made a lot. I helped her build her career. She stood by me when I was building my business. Divorce ended, settled. I didn't pay a penny. I didn't. So there's a lot to be said about the hybrid woman. But what you're going to have to do if you're a man and you have a hybrid woman is you're going to have to make her a part of the team. With a hybrid woman, you're going to have to communicate at an elite level. Elite. Hybrid woman, if you're going to spend $750 on a PS5, you need to talk to her first. Hey, love, you know, on my free time, I like to do gaming. I got this PS4. It's on the fritz. I want to go ahead and get a PS5. I wanted to talk to you about the best way to purchase it. Should we finance it? They got 18 months, no interest over at Best Buy right now. Should we just go ahead and buy it outright? Should we put it on one of our credit cards? I didn't want to make a move on such a large purchase without talking to you. I've made a lot of mistakes. I was married to a hybrid woman. She made me upset one time, and I went and bought a Maserati. I just pulled up with a Maserati. I made a lot of mistakes. And that's one thing that you're going to hear and learn from me here. You're going to learn the mistakes that I made. It's very critical, I think, for influencers and people that are giving relationship advice to be more vulnerable. You're going to hear about all of the mistakes I made. I made a lot. I cheated. That was one of the mistakes that I made. I allowed certain things to go on that I shouldn't have allowed to go on. I ignored warning signs. Now, my ex cheated as well, but I have to take accountability for the things that I've done. She could take accountability for what she did. Just because she cheated, that didn't give me a right to cheat, even though I used that to have the time of my life. But one of the things that I'm going to do here is take accountability for all of the mistakes that I've made. They're not going to be able to counsel me because I'm going to try to counsel myself by telling y'all my deepest, darkest secrets on every live. I'm not getting counseled because I'm going to do the best to counsel myself. But if I can help someone learn from the mistakes that I made so that they won't have to go through the pain and the torture that I've gone through, then it was worth it. I can achieve some type of redemption for all of the things that I've done wrong. And I've done a lot of things great in my life. I've been very successful in business, in life, and charity work, and things of that nature. But the things that are blemishes on my record, blemishes on my resume, those things, I'm going to bring those to you. I'm going to shine a light on all of my secrets, the deep recesses and corners of the things that I did and thought I got away with, but karma came back to get me. It is time for honesty and vulnerability. That's what I push. We're honest here. We tell the truth. So when you're going to see me talking to people, we're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be bringing in therapists because I'm a big advocate for therapy, especially if you're a man and you just got out of a divorce or had a breakup. Even if you're a woman and someone crushed you, you're not fit to go back into another relationship or a marriage until you get therapy. The photo, what's happening? Welcome in. You're not fit. You're not fit. You say that a man has been narcissistic to you, that he SA'd you, abused you, and now you just think, I'm going to read a couple of books, say a quick prayer, and go back out into the dating world? No. You catch your woman cheating on you. I had a guy I was coaching. His woman, he caught her cheating on him with his brother. His brother. He walked in on them doing the do, and the man was his brother. And he was like, nah, man, forget that, man. I'm just going to get out here and find somebody better. I was like, no, you're not. You absolutely are not getting out here and dating. Not until you go to therapy. Not until you go to therapy. Not until you find a way to go through and process what happened to you So when you do go out and date again, you're not spewing your nastiness on everybody else, man or woman. Now, in my community, in the black community, it's been looked down upon for years about going to therapy. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that here. This is a safe place for people to come and say the things that are bothering them, the things they're struggling with, all of those things. Mina said, Don, did you sign a prenuptial agreement? I did not. I did not. No prenuptial agreement. But if you are a man and you're afraid of getting married and you want to protect your assets, you got two options. You can sign a prenup or you can put your assets in a trust. I didn't have enough to sign a prenup when I got married. I was building. And we built together. And there was a lot of great things that came out of my marriage. I have no complaints. I'm not bitter, upset. I wish her the best life. But at the end of the day, I am a leader and I'm the man of my house. And she decided that she wanted to be the man of the house. And there was only room for one. So we had to go our separate ways. That's just the reality of it. The cheating didn't break up my marriage. It was the uncooperativeness, the lack of working as a team, heeding, hey, this is a challenge over here. We need to ensure that we do this, this, and this. And her saying, okay, and then doing something different. That's what hurt it. There's a lot of incredible women out here to date, gentlemen. You just got to find hybrid women or traditional women. Modern women are women to have a good time with, have fun. But as far as marriage, no. You're looking at traditional women or hybrid women. So I appreciate you guys having me on. Short live for the day. I usually do 2-hour lives. So I want everybody who's on the live to tell a friend to come and subscribe so you can get notified when I go live. And we're going to talk about a lot of things. I really want to focus in on the hybrid woman because that's something I think is important. Rick, I want to talk about that message that you just sent on tomorrow on our live again. So make sure you come back because you're making a good point there. So thank you guys. I enjoyed having you. I'm happy to be over on YouTube. Please share this with your friends. Let's join the Discord and the debate. All opinions are welcome. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.